Hey, what's up, guys? I want to hop on and give you 5 easy tips for having better conversations. So I'm gonna hop right into the list. I wrote a couple things down here. Number one, make sure you smile. It seems simple, but as human beings, we're chemically wired to oftentimes mirror and match other people, whether we realize it or not. And a smile unconsciously registers to us as non-threatening and makes us more receptive and more suggestible to what someone else is about to say or do. So even if you're just walking down the street or about to have a conversation with somebody, just hit them with one of these real quick. A nice, pleasant, you don't have to go crazy and look like a maniac, but just a simple authentic smile. And you'll also, something cool, you'll find yourself speaking at a nice, softer, more palatable tone. Because when you smile, again, we're so wired because it's part of our DNA. You'll even conversate nicer when you have a smile on. So that's one, have a smile. Number two, pay full attention when the other person's speaking. So this seems obvious, but I'm sure we all know people that when you have tried to have a conversation with them, you might as well be talking to a brick wall. Either they're on their phone or they're all looking around daydreaming. When someone is talking to you and you're speaking to them, do your best to have direct eye contact. You don't have to stare them down like this, like a creep, but you want to show them that you're engaged, that you're listening, and having body language that displays the fact that you're listening to everything they're saying and you're understanding and comprehending the information will do a lot for them, and they'll be more receptive when it comes to you giving your feedback or when it's your turn to speak, because unconsciously you've given them that respect and time to engage and hear what they have to say. It will be the same on the reciprocal end. So pay full attention, have eye contact, and body language that reflects it. Number three is one of my favorite ones: asking deep questions. Asking deep questions beyond surface level. So you can do this with strangers or people you've known for years. So let's say you're having a conversation, right? What are the most common things people talk about in conversation? Oh, the weather's nice. Oh, my wife this. Oh, my son just had a basketball game, whatever. And now, there's nothing wrong with those conversations. Those are certainly cool, and those can definitely feed into other avenues and conversation threads. But why not hit them deep with something like, hey, what's the craziest decision you ever made? Or what's your life's purpose? Or, yo, if you could do it all again, what would you do? I think even Google online, Quizlet and Pinterest have made literally websites just full of good conversation starters. This is one of my favorite things to do when I'm trying to get to know somebody, or if I just feel like breaking the ice, or just want to move the conversation in a different direction. Asking questions that require some type of thought. And it's really cool the other types of conversations that can spin out of it. And when you really give a person an opportunity to dig deep, because how often do people ask us those things, right? All of us have a treasure trove of memories, of thoughts, of crazy experiences, crazy stories. And all we need oftentimes is just someone to come along, just tap into it. And you can discover a lot of cool things about another person. And it's a lot more engaging and fulfilling than just talking about coronavirus, right? I mean, we're all done about talking about that crap. So that's 3, ask deep questions. Number 4, it kind of goes to the previous one, explore threads. So let's say, prime example, right? Let's say you're talking to your friend Tony, and Tony says, hey Ramon, what's going on? And you have back and forth, and he brings up the fact, yeah man, I just got my car waxed or something. So it seems like a simple response, right? Tony got his car waxed. Why not explore that a little bit? Oh, that's cool, Tony. What kind of car you got? Or how often do you get that thing waxed? Or have you ever, do you remember the first time you waxed it? Or, I mean, that's just, I can give you many examples, but I'm taking a simple question or point that was made and I'm just running with it. I'm asking for elaboration. I can ask for his spin on it. Or I even take that and say, okay, hey, did I ever tell you about the time I got my car waxed? I know it's a weird example, but it's the first thing that came to mind. You're taking a piece of the conversation and you're just seeing where it goes. And a really cool skill, once you get more tactful and purposeful in your conversations, let's say someone brings up an interesting point, you can make a mental note to pin it. And if the conversation dies down, or let's say you have a long drive or something, you could say, hey, a while back you told me to get your car waxed. Tell me more about that, you know? It's just a matter of just exploring conversation. And a lot of this stuff you don't have to consciously think about, maybe in the beginning if you're not aware of it. But the more you practice it and the more you talk to people and the more you make conversation, let it be a natural aspect of your life, which it should be for most of us, a lot of these things will just happen naturally. It's really cool when you have a good back and forth to someone. And last one is ask for their name and use their name in conversations. This one's really effective with people you either just met or don't know all too well, or maybe people you're trying to keep their attention. Let's say you just learned who's someone's name is, right? Or you've only met a handful of times but you know their name. Sprinkling their name into conversations. So let's say that person's name is Brianna, as an example. Saying, well, hey, Brianna, do you remember when this, and this happened? Or no, Brianna, I don't recall that. Making an effort to actually use their name other than just pronouns, you and us, does something. Because again, chemically, we're wired to kind of respond to that. Most of us, when we hear our name, what happens? We're ears up, eyes up. Okay, who just called us? Because chemically, we've been wired all of our lives to respond to our name. So it's a simple thing, but when you sprinkle it into conversations with somebody, again, especially someone you either don't know that well or trying to get to know, it will be an easy way to kind of stand out from other conversations they've had that way. And it's a very direct way of kind of grabbing and holding that person's attention in a very in an inconspicuous way. So I definitely can have more of these if you guys want me to. I'm learning more about communication and development and why it's so important to be good at communication. I'm actually hopefully going to be attending a Toastmasters soon. I definitely want to really sharpen up my speaking ability. I know I have good stuff up here, but I want to really sharpen my delivery and my tonality and my enunciation and all that jazz. That's actually one of the reasons I make these videos, is to kind of practice that. One final bonus tip. One thing that's helped me get better at how I talk to people is when I make a video like this or do like a live on Facebook or something. Anytime I record myself in some capacity, I force myself to, even if it's cringy, most of us is going to be really cringy when you start, listen to yourself speak and be very critical. Listen for any filler words, the ums and the huns you might make in between words. Listen for when you might talk too fast. Listen to when you might talk too slowly, or listen to when you might prattle on, or if you're monotone and talk the same tone the whole conversation. Listen out for those things. Those will be an easy way to kind of pick up on areas you can improve in your communication. And you might even unconsciously be doing those things in the conversations you're having. So that's just a quick bonus tip for anyone who might be recording themselves. And even if you don't have a channel or don't have social media, just once in a while, just record yourself talking. Talk to yourself for a bit and just see how do I talk? Very few of us have people that are actually around to point those things out. So we have to be accountable in that regard and watch how we communicate with people. So, hey, that's it. Try to make it simple and easy. Hope you guys are having great conversations, and I hope some of these tips, if you implement them, will help you elevate your level of conversation to the next level. All right, take care, guys.